Okay, class. Hi, and welcome to your Programming Oracle Database NC3 Part 2. This course discusses the interacting with the Oracle Database server. So we are now on our week 6 to 9. So interacting with the Oracle Database server. So objectives. Okay, after completing this lesson, you should be able to do the following. Determine the SQL statements that can be directly included in a PLSQL block. Manipulate data with DML statements in PLSQL. Use transactions control statement in PLSQL and make use of into clause to hold the values returned by a SQL statement. SQL statements in PLSQL, retrieve a row from the database using the select command. Make changes to row in the database by using DML commands. Okay, let's have an example. In retrieving data from the database, we use select statement. So on the syntax, is the syntax. First select, then select list. I know you're already familiar with this. Then into what variable name, okay? Then from, of course, the table or your table name, and then where your condition. Okay, let's have an example. Okay, before we start, of course, we need to create table. Already, I know you're already familiar with creating table, right? So first, we need to create table. Okay, let's try employees. Okay, employees table. Then under employees table, we want to create columns. Okay, first is the employee ID. Okay, of course, set is data type as number. Okay, maximum characters of 20. Of course, not null. Next is, let's add first name. Okay, of course, variable character 20, not null also. Then, of course, last name. Okay, and not null also. Then let's add the email. Hire date. Okay, I'll use variable character also. Then job ID. Okay, and salary, of course, as number, and department ID. Department ID, okay, let's say maximum number 10. Okay, and that's it. Let's close. Still remember this class? You still remember this? On how you create database, data table. Okay, then let's try. Okay, up. Okay, table created. So let's check. Let's look for employees. Okay. Okay, we have now the table employees here. Okay. And of course, this is what we created. These are the column. Employee ID, first name, last name, email, hire date, job ID, salary, department ID number. Data, okay, not no content yet. Oracle to Oracle database tayo. Okay? course, let's insert. Of course, how to insert? Same before. Insert, let's try all. So we can input at least 2. Then into, okay, employees table. Okay, then of course what column? Diba? We have the employee ID. Okay. First name, last name, okay, email, hire date, okay, job ID, salary, and department ID. Okay, of course, what's next is the values. You remember? Then what are the values? Okay, let's try. Let's say 200 for employee ID. The name is root, comma. The last name is course, comma again. Then the email is our course example at yahoo.com. Hire date, let's try current date. Okay. Then job ID, let's say add assist or admin assistant. Okay. Then department salary, let's say 4,000. Then ID is 60. Okay. And of course, if you want to create another, just copy. Okay. You can change the values. Let's say this one is 300. This is Mike. This Mike Blake. So this should be sample M Blake at yahoo.com. Then everything's the same. Then of course, don't forget the, diba? Select into from dual. Yes, pwedeng gumamit ng auto increment sa employee ID. Actually, it's better. Okay. Next is end, of course. So let's try. Okay. Okay, now 2 rows inserted. Let's double check here. Okay, refresh. Then go to employee. Okay, let's close this one. Then open again. Okay, now we have employee ID 200 root and 300 Mike, and everything's here. Okay. Now let's start with the select. Okay. We start with the select. Of course, diba? We need to start with set. You remember? Server output on. Okay. So let's start with that. And then declare begin and end. Let's try using select and into. So I'll use v underscore f name, which is a variable character. Okay. Maximum of 20, let's say. Then let's begin. Select, okay. First name, okay, into v underscore f name, okay, from employees table, where, for the condition, okay, where employee ID is equals to 200. Then of course the output, remember, the output. DBMS. Okay, I want the output to be first name is, of course, this one, where we save it. Okay, what's the output, class? What do you think is the output? Okay, okay, let's try, ha? Okay, very good. Ma-ACC ka lang ba, Marjo? The first name is root. Why? Because, of course, let's see. Root has the employee ID 200. Okay, so it's easy, no? Is this clear? Now let's try to retrieve hire date and salary for the specified employee. Okay, let's remove this one. Okay, hire date and salary. Okay, let's try v underscore employee. Okay, hire date, then employees dot hire date percent type, then v underscore employee salary, employees dot salary percent type. Okay, okay, let's start. Now I want to select, okay, of course, the hire date and the salary. Okay, next, into where do I want to save it? V underscore emp underscore hire date, and also v underscore emp underscore salary. Okay, next is from where? Okay, from of course employees table, where, what's the condition? I want the employee ID 300. That's out, print out. Let's get hire date, of course. Okay. And the salary. Okay, what's the output? Is this clear, class, huh? Okay, I just declared a variable hire date and salary. Then I want to select the hire date column and salary column. Okay, and save the value here into vm underscore hire date and vm underscore salary from the employees table where the employee ID is 300. Okay, very good. 4,000 is the salary and the hire date is the current date. Let's try. Diba? It's January 29, 2021 and the salary is 4,000. You can also do like this para it's clear. Diba? We can say like that. Hire date is Then, of course, get the hire date. And this one, salary is salary. Okay, is this clear? Diba, it's better. Hire date is January 29, 2021. Salary is 4,000. Clear, class? Any question? No question about here, this one? No question. Are you sure? No question this one on this one? You know what is this? Diba before we use example this one. Okay, we use like this one. Why did we use this one instead of this one? No question? Class, okay, I will explain the difference, okay? The difference between these two, yes, the salary at hire date, this one. Diba, when we do the variables, we always do like this, VM, it's either number, then maximum characters, but here, I use this one. Employees that hire underscore date percent type. Okay, I'll explain the difference. This one, it's better to use this one if you are the one who created the table and you know what is the data type. Example, this should be variable character, okay? And let's check here. Data type is this one, huh? So hire date is variable character 220. What if I put here number? Okay, someone changed it. Okay, or you're not the one who created the table. They put here number, but you use variable character. Of course, you will encounter error. But in this one, the advantage of this one is regardless of the type, okay, what it did is I created a v underscore employee hire date to employees table on the hire date, okay, column and copy the type. Okay, you will not encounter error here, especially if you are not the one who created the table. That's the difference between doing this one instead of this one. Okay, clear? Is it clear? So possible later on you will be using always this instead of this. Is this clear, class? Okay, let's have another example. We're done with the retrieving first name and employee hire date and the salary. Let's do the okay. Let's try the return the sum of the salaries for all employees in a specified department. So we'll just add the salary of the employees based on the department ID. Okay, let's try. V underscore, okay, sum underscore sal. Don't be confused in this one, huh? It's up to you. What are you going to use here? Okay. Then I'll declare this as number. Okay. Then another one is v underscore department number not null is equals to 60. Okay, let's start. Again, select, okay, sum of salary, okay, into, of course, let's save it here because it's the sum. Then from employees table. Okay. Of course, let's go to the condition where, okay, the condition is based on the department ID. So I want the department ID 60. Sorry. I want the department ID is equals to V department number, wherein the V department number is just equals to 60. Okay. Course output, dbms underscore out. Then the sum of the salary is okay. Of course, v sal sum, v underscore sum sal. Okay, what do you think is the output class? Based on our table, okay, we have department ID 60 for root and 60 for Mike. And the salary is 4,000 and the 4,000. Very good. Of course, it should be 8. Let's try. Okay, the sum of the salary is 8,000. Okay, the sum of the salary is 8,000. Good. Okay. Okay, is it clear? Basically, we just get the sum of the salary and save it to v underscore sum sal variable from employees table, where department ID is equals to v department I number, wherein we declare the v underscore department number is 60. Okay, so it's equals to 60. Then of course, when we get the retrieve the value for v sum, it's 8,000. Clear? Okay, now inserting data, okay, you already know. Diba? On the first part, before we start, we create a table, then we insert data. Okay, so that's it. So that's how we create data. Okay, let's have another example. Let's try updating data. Okay, let's try updating data. Okay, the condition is let's increase the salary of all employees who are, of course, on the job ID add underscore as or assistant, job add assistant. Okay, so base here, this is the add underscore assistant. Okay, let's try. Okay, let's declare salary sal underscore increase. Okay, then from employees table, okay, on salary column, and then percent type. Okay, is equals to 800. Okay, I want to increase the salary of the employee, which is the job ID is add assistant, and increase it to 800. Okay, let's start. Select. Sorry, we're updating pala. So update. Okay, update. Okay, I want to update something on employees table. Okay, then I want to set something on the salary. Okay, I want to update something on the salary column, where salary should be salary plus, okay, this one, salary increase. Okay, where, of course, condition again, job ID is equals to add underscore assistant. Okay, is this clear, class? Okay, if you want to update, first we declare a sal underscore increase variable with employees dot salary percent type is equals to 800. Now, and then we start, we update something on employee table, and we want to set the salary on salary column is equals to salary plus sal underscore increase. So what do you think is the output? Very good. It's 4.8K. It's plus 800. Okay, it's 800 lang sa taas. Plus 800. Okay? So let's try. Up, what's the error? What do you think is the error? On sal increase. Wrong spelling. Diba? Employees. So it should be employees. Okay. Let's try again. Okay. Plsql procedure successfully completed. Of course, to check, let's remove this first. Let's try select, di ba? The most common we use. Asterisk from employees table to view all the content of the employees table. Let's check. Okay, we have now the employee ID 200, 300, first name, root, and mic. Okay, let's check the salary. Okay, the salary for department ID 6060 and job ID add underscore assist is now 4,800, 4,800. Let's check this one. It's still 4,000. Okay, but here it's already 4,800. Why? Okay, of course, we need to refresh this one. Close this one, refresh, click this blue. Okay, refresh. Then open again the employees table and go to data. Okay, the salary now is 4,800. Okay, is this clear? Clear, class? Okay, so next meeting is your course, exam week, correct? Correct, class? So our next meeting will be on what? This one? This one? Okay, so start ang exam is February 1. So of course, we will not have our virtual class. So we will have our virtual class next week, okay, after the week of your exam. Okay, Marjo, doon sa type po ba, depende po. Yes, this one? Are you talking about this one? Yes, next week we will not have our Marjo, this one. So what's that question? The type is, it depends on what type you have here on the data type, what data type is saved here. So at least we will not encounter any problem. Instead of using the variable character or the number, use this one. So, okay, you will not encounter any problem. It means that I want to create a salary, sal underscore increase variable. Diba? Before, what we do is sal underscore increase space number, open and close parentheses, 20 maximum characters. Here, what we did is we go to employees table dot go to salary, salary column, then percent type. It means that whatever type this is, okay, it will just follow. Is this clear? So instead of using number, use this one just to be safe. Okay. What if someday someone changed your table? You're not the one handling the data anymore, and then you try to use number, but they change it to character. So you will encounter error. With this one, okay, it will just get what is save data type.